Well, there it is. Warcraft 3 Reforged PTR patch notes version 1.32.9. You wanted it, you got it. What are you getting now? Well, they've added a glow effect to Engineer Gazlo's cigar in Reforged mode. So let's take a look. I have the before on the left hand side and the after on the right hand side. So the frame rate will be dependent upon which screen I've clicked on. So if I'm clicking on the left one, he'll look smoother. If I click on the right one, it'll look smoother. So that will explain why sometimes the frames look a bit strange. But as you can see, there's a monumental difference here between the two cigars. So a worthy patch. There's highlighted detail between, you know, the colouring, so you can tell that the cigar is actually being smoked upon. So this is definitely very good. I'm very impressed with this. We're going to move on now. On to the next. Filled in missing textures on the pile of junk doodad in Reforged mode. So what does that even look like? What is the pile of junk? Well, the pile of junk you can find over here. So this is the before. It's essentially like a broken down treasure chest and some pottery and a sword. So what does the Reforged look like? Oh, this is like the PTR. Ah, I see. Wow, look at that. That's impressive. Oh yeah, you see it? Look at this. Let's get right in there so we can understand this better. I love how I do that and then it changes the other one as well. Like I say, that's gonna be really fun. Oh wow, yeah, look at that. Wow. No, honestly, I don't even notice anything there, to be honest with you. I really don't. Fixed an ordering issue with the Polar Furbolg Ursa Warrior's armor in Reforged mode so that it no longer sinks into his face. So I never even noticed it sinking into his face here. I'll have to take their word for it. Maybe it only works when you're looking in-game at the model or something. So I do actually have the game up as well. Hey, stop it. But this is the latest version, so it won't show in this anyway. So there's no point showing that. I don't have too many of these up. There's only so much I can have up at a time. Yeah, that's what she said. Right, where was I? So yeah, basically, this is how he looked, and this is now how he looks. Moving on. Remove team color from the blue dragon spawn warrior eyes in Reforged mode. So this is actually kind of funky, but it's possibly the better change, even though I kind of like the idea of each creature's eyes, particularly the more sort of animalistic ones, changing eye color, because everything helps. Red shoulder pads, red armor, red eyes, lets you know that that creature belongs to player 1, red. And if they're blue, then perhaps they should have blue eyes, blue shoulder pad. Do you see what I mean? So this is what his eyes look like now on the right hand side. They do look better, I'll grant you that. But the nice thing about this one is when you change the team colors, right, 2, 3, you can see, if you can't see, I'll go into his eyes a bit more clearly, but this is 4, purple, 5, yellow, orange. So his eyes are actually changing. I actually kind of like that though. The eyes definitely look better here, but when you change his color, they don't change. So obviously they wanted to fix that, in quotation marks, but I actually think it's kind of a nice accidental feature. So ironically, one of the things they fixed, I actually think shouldn't have been fixed really, but there you go. They filled in missing textures on the shoulder pads of the blue dragon spawn warrior in Reforged mode. So that's currently the model we're looking at. So this is the old one. And this is his shoulder pads now. So make sure you pay attention. You see it? Yeah? There you go. There you go. They've corrected animations for the facial hair for the Satyr and Lord Garithos during their talking animations in Reforged mode. So here we have the Satyr. There's his lovely facial hair before and after. I don't know really if there's any difference when you're looking at the models here, because it says during their talking. And he only has like a mustache. So I'm not sure. But this is what it looks like when you're in the game, just in case you really wanted to know. So look at the portrait. And here's the model. Look at that beard. See how it swings? I guess it wasn't swinging properly beforehand or something. And Garifos, yeah, when they talk, which he's not talking or saying anything at the moment. His mouth's not moving much. But you just have to take their word for it, I guess. That they definitely fixed that. Adjusted the colours on mounted and unmounted Thrall so they match in Reforged mode. You need sound on. Oh, really?
Is that all? Delicious.
What? I never do that. So if I have sound off, they don't even talk. Wow.
Humanity is in peril. Ah, at last. You caught me. Cunning plan. Well, what are you waiting for?
I guess his mustache moves more smoothly now when he's chatting. That's amazing. Good job, Blizzard. Okay, so we got the colors on mounted Thrall and unmounted Thrall to match. So coming back to this, here's the mounted Thrall, which is basically black armor versus his more bronzed armor look. And they preferred the bronzed armor look because when you look at the difference now, he's got bronzed armor on his mount versus off his mount. I think it probably does look better than the black. The pure black looked a bit too ridiculous, I think, because it highlighted the gold too much. So the armor's supposed to look badass, but it looks like ridiculous, like this pure black and gold on an orc and stuff like that, whereas this looks a bit more war-torn. So I think I prefer this. Even though maybe the black and gold does look cooler, I think for the character Thrall, it makes more sense that it's kind of bronzed. A bit more humble. My computer's going nuts, by the way. It's like my graphics card is overreaching now. I've got like 3 sets of Reforged up at the same time. If I just blow up in a moment, then you'll know why. So they've added a glow effect to the eyes for the Faceless One, Trickster, and Wraith portraits in Reforged. So I'm not sure we'll see them in the game, but actually Reforged, a lot of the stuff is reflected. So here's the Faceless One. So you don't necessarily see a glow here. Do you see a glow in between the difference of the wraiths? No, it doesn't look like it. So we'll have to go into the game to show that off. So that was the before and after. Here's the... I don't really see much of a glow on his portrait. I don't really see much of a glow on her. So I guess they did it. Adjusted facial animations. Wait, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Added a glow effect to the eyes of the model and portrait for Salamander Hatchling. Well, this they definitely did. Oh, sorry. Here we go. So he's got dark soulless eyes. First is these lovely green pearls. I think that is definitely better, to be fair. The dark soulless eyes look really, really horribly scary. Okay, so where are we now? Adjusted facial animations for the sea giant in Reforged mode, so they better match their focalizations. So we can go into the game itself, but I'll just show you the sea giant there. And there. Stop doing that, please. Thank you. Here's the sea giant. So we put the sound on. He's not really talking. Fixed. They've Oh, here we go. So before we get to the ultimatum, we'll just go over the other bits. Added a tooltip for the soul preservation buff used by Mal'Ganis. Okay. Added tooltips for the advanced options. I'll show that off last, actually, because we'll have to come out of Warcraft 3. At least where I'm at. Removed the Ring of Protection +2 and replaced it with the Ring of Protection +3 on Firbolg Mountain. I know that this was a massive problem for at least no one. Adjusted terrain so units can no longer reach unintended places on concealed heal. Okay. Fixed a issue. Oh yeah, so we got some editor stuff. Hopefully this helps some people, because we do want people still working on the game and making maps, because it helps keep the game alive. But I don't know if any of this stuff is really useful for you guys or not. And last but not least, they added a toast when a replay has been successfully downloaded. So I suppose when you download a replay, it goes or something like that. Okay, so let's come back to the resized footprints for Chicken Critter. So they better fit the model in Reforged mode. Thank you, Frostwolf, for the sub. So here we have the chicken. There's a good looking chicken. Here's the other one. But now, let's take into account just how important this change really is. I need you to pay a lot of attention here. Okay? This is my chicken. I'm going to move it through the different tile sets so you can just witness... No, I think we need to stop the music for a moment. This is important. Right, I really want you to get into the grasp of what this means for Blizzard and everyone going forward with Warcraft 3 Reforged. So prepare yourselves. Look. This is it. There it is. You see it? That's what it looks like from the top down. And then the last tile set that it will show over here. Yeah. Yeah. I know this has been a long time waiting, but we finally got this change, and I'm so glad. Because now I can see the footprints of a chicken. Really, really important change. There it is. Alright. That's what you were waiting for. That's what you got. Now, the other very important change, according to those patch notes. Where can we buy this game? I'll tell you afterwards. I'll do the sales pitch afterwards. If this, you know, this is just whetting your appetite, and then I'll go full spiel on the sales pitch. So, you have custom games, right? You create a custom game. And you go into advanced options, and you're like, what do these things do? What does lock teams mean? What does team together mean? I don't get what a random hero means. Well, now you're in luck, because all you have to do is put your cursor over, and it tells you. Lock teams means players cannot break their alliances or create new ones. Team together means teammates are automatically placed near each other. Full share unit control means allies can control each other's units, including construction buildings, spending resources, and choosing hero abilities. Random races means players are locked to random as their race selection. And random hero means players start with a random hero from the starting race. There it is! There it is! We did it! The game is fixed! I wonder if anyone joins this. So yeah, those are the patch notes. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's obviously a lot of tongue-in-cheek action going on, and it's a minor patch because it's 1.32.9, so maybe if we actually get to like 1.33 or something, we might get something more significant. But obviously, that might be probably... You would think actually 1.33 might be when they introduce the whole ladder system, but are they really ready for that? I don't know, but they're running out of numbers, right? I suppose they could just go 1.32.10, 1.32.11 if they need to. But yeah, Blizzard, if you are watching, which I doubt, but if you are, can we please have an option for custom games to actually search for the blimmin' map? If I want to find Legends, instead of having to scroll down for it, right? Have an extra text box over here that I can type in. Type in L-E-G, and as you type in the letters, it filters out the maps that don't have those letters. That would be beautiful. Because currently, I actually trim my custom map folder, but even then I have hundreds of custom games that I have to scroll through, and every single time I've got to do it, go through 100 of these just to find the map. And the other thing is, when you actually play a custom game and you think that was fun, I'm going to play it again, you go to create a custom game, it doesn't put you at the last map you were at. It just puts you back at the start, so then you have to scroll back through and go for it all. There you go. Overclock says put a text box where game speed is and put that in advanced. Yes. But, you know, you get what you get. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. This has been Witty. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to thumbs up, subscribe, and enjoy the chicken. Just get that chicken. And make sure you play around with it, because Blizzard spent a lot of time on this, so don't waste that time that they spent. Make the most of your chicken today. Take him out for a walk and admire the footprints.